Hello everyone and welcome to Let's Play Stellaris. I'm your host, Colors Fade. I'm very excited to be playing this game and putting it on my channel, especially because I've been sick for about a month with a horrible cough and haven't been able to do any recording. So let's get started. Before we go, I want to do one programming note here, and that is to say, if you respond with a comment to any of these videos, and I love comments and I totally love the interaction, if you're responding to something specific in the video, please take the time to just type in the timestamp for the minute and the seconds that you're replying to the comment so I can quickly reference whatever it is that you're talking about and understand your comment a little better. I love that. It's really helpful to me. Alright, let's get going. New game. I've been playing a lot of games trying to figure this game out and understand it, and I've created a few factions of my own, the Korax, who are kind of Klingon types, the Vulrus Empire, and then this latest one, the Cerulean Star Foundation, which I kind of like. They're fanatic materialists, and they're egalitarian. They have a technocracy, so capital buildings, replace some administrative jobs with science directors who produce some unity, and functional architecture. These are the default starting things. They're an oligarchy. They hold an election every 20 years to select a new ruler. And I've customized them so that they are intelligent. They get 10% bonus to all research. And they're rapid breeders because I like to play wide and expand fast. And so to get both of those things, I had to make them quarrelsome, so they drop some unity. And they are somewhat slow learners as far as leader experience gain. Alright, so let's go. I'm going to play... Everything is default except for I changed this to Spiral. I kind of like the Spiral Galaxy. I'm playing on the smallest galaxy that they have. And we're going to play random AI empires, random advanced starts, random fallen empires 1 to 2. And then the only thing I change is Iron Man mode, yes, because there might be an achievement to the pop. I still have several achievements to go, so let's get started. This is so fun. This has been my replacement for Galactic Civilizations 3 after Retribution came out and basically ruined the game for me. So here we go. I like to put this on the fastest thing possible, and we'll start off with research. Early on, I don't have many research buildings, so this isn't as useful as either energy credits from technicians or research speed. So I'm going to grab research speed because I don't have a lot of technicians early on either. The off-world trading company, that's going to become important, but again, I'm just going to do society research from researchers. Let's go with hydroponic farms and the hydroponic bay. Neither one of those things are going to be used early. This is the most important thing. Minerals for miners. And then let's go to our empire. So the home world always has one of the 3 most important buildings. Every single one of these buildings can be upgraded at least twice that I know of to provide 8 jobs. They initially provide 2 jobs. So there's a real neat balancing act that goes on between the buildings that you want to put up based on your population and how much housing you have, and the districts you want to use. And what I try to do, what I've been trying to do with my worlds, is focus them based on whichever district provides the most goods. Now, obviously, you have to keep a balance going up here between these 3 things during the course of the game. You don't want to be short energy credits or food. And minerals kind of are king. This is great. This planet has a lot more minerals than anything else. It's got not good housing districts, but it's alright. 17 total districts. If I find a planet that has a ton of city districts, I automatically try to make that research, so I can just load it up with research buildings and keep improving them so they provide more and more and more jobs. If I find a planet that doesn't have a lot of city districts on it, then we're going to have to use luxury housing. So this one I like, mining district. That's going to be nice. Let's see what the tile blockers are. They're going to be industrial wasteland and sprawling slums, so we'll want to get rid of those as soon as possible. So right now I'm not going to build anything. It's never my first action. The first thing to do is grab the science ship, scroll back in the map and find out where we are. We're on the inside, and we've got basically 3 different, there's always, seems like it's always 3 different directions you can leave from. So we have that, and that's why I like to get 3 survey ships up as fast as possible so I can start surveying in all 3 different directions. So we'll do that, and that's why I put it on fastest. And the early part of the game here is where I'll have the most time to just chat and talk, because it gets really busy later. I have enjoyed the heck out of this game over the last couple of weeks, playing it for the first time. And a program, I'm playing with just the base vanilla game. I don't have any DLC. I'm waiting for the DLC to go on a Steam sale to buy. As always, if anybody wants to gift me anything on Steam, you can find me as Colors Fade and gift it to me. I've had people gift me things in the past, and in fact, somebody I know on Steam gifted me Retribution for Galactic Civilizations 3, so that's why I played it. I'm not opposed to gifts. They're fun and they're nice, but certainly, and it's a fun way to support the channel, but you don't have to. Nobody should feel compelled to do it. But anyways, I've been really excited to play this game. It's a very deep game, and there's a lot going on, especially with species and the politics and factions and things like that. There's just a lot going on. I'm not going to read all of these things. I'm just going to tooltip over it and see what we earn from it. 150 research. After you play the game a few times, the same events keep popping up and up. I'm only going to read the really, really interesting stuff. So we're alien organisms discovered, yeah. So here's one of our first planets. So this species that I created likes
System
Arctic worlds,
complete.
which is great. So you're always guaranteed 2 planets close by, and then however many more you can find after that. So this ship is going to go build this. At first, when I first started playing the first couple of games, I really felt hamstrung by influence. It's a very limiting factor, and you use it for a lot of important things. And what I've learned is, after you kind of get the initial exploration done, you really want to keep like 200 in the bank. And one of the important things I found about that is, especially with an oligarchy, is every 20 years I elect a leader, and I can spend 200 influence to elect who I want. It kind of sucks to let a leader that is xenophobic get elected. So I like to say, I always go for discovery first and then expansion second. Discovery gives me to boldly go. Survey speed is increased, which is really nice, and research alternatives are improved by 1. So when it comes to traditions, that's usually my tradition order. The Ute Empire. So you always get some special event sequence that happens early, and this is going to be the Ute Empire, which isn't my favorite one. I like the one that gives me a planet that I can turn into a giant alloy factory, but
Situation log updated.
we'll take what we can get.
Construction complete.
So he did that. Alright. Intelligent life. Taunts with pointed absence. Alright, science officer reports traces found on Corgus 3, seemingly add an ironic twist to the situation. Alright, whatever. I said I wasn't going to read all those. He's going to build mining stations and then research there. He's going to go back to the homeworld and get those, and then get this one. The key thing is we can colonize this one anytime we want to. And let's see what it looks like. It's got 14 districts, which is really nice. It's got 2 blockers, so it can be a 16. And it doesn't have a ton of anything else. It's got more mining districts than anything. So this is a candidate for a research planet. It's really nice. Anytime anomaly found. Researcher. Anytime I have worker unemployed is when I start building things. So I'm going to build that. And what I found that is really critical is the number of consumer goods you have, because they get used for almost everything. Your buildings are either using minerals to make stuff or consumer goods. So my home world usually ends up being a lot of these civilian industries. I just try to stack up on these. And then, of course, I found that you probably need 2 planets full of civilian industries for 1 planet of everything else they use. And I have enough alloys now to crank out another one of these. So we're going to go we're going to do 2 science ships. Swirling shadows. Alright, this gives us 3 of this
Construction
research.
complete.
Alright, so we got ships. Oh no, it made its thing.
System survey complete.
System survey complete. Well, keep surveying. What I learned the hard way was that each time you build one of these buildings here
Construction
that creates
complete.
things like researcher jobs or whatever, it pulls 2 people up from the lower tier of jobs, from the workers, and creates specialists out of them. So if you're using things to make people happy, right here, amenities, clerks and things like that create amenities, you want to make sure that you leave enough there to keep the place happy. Or what development skills. Alright. Before anything else happens here, I'm going to pause the game. I use this fast speed and pause a lot. I need scientists. So what I like to do is grab not the scientists that have things like this, these green generic ones, and some of them do survey speed faster and things like that. I like to grab these specialists. And then what I do is, based on what's being researched, I'll swap my specialists around to get the extra bonus up here, because if these things match, you get more of a bonus. So, recruit the other researcher. I got the handshake and voidcraft. What do I have right now being... I don't have a handshake person there, and I don't have a voidcraft person there. So, I can grab either one of those and be good. I'm going to grab voidcraft. And let's take a look at what these people actually have. This person has a research speed of 5%, and this person just has leader experience gain, so it doesn't really matter right now what everybody's doing. This guy's going to go survey this system, and this guy's going to go survey this system off in this direction, and that's what we're going to do. Now, on the Empire Capital, I got another tradition already. These unlock really quickly, which is really cool in the beginning. I like that. I've learned a couple of things about energy and the energy trade. And commercial zones provide clerk jobs, and they provide 2... They provide 2 amenities and 2 trade value each. So I like to have these, and then every planet I try in my trade route system gets one of these, and then a holotheater. And these things help keep everybody happy. So I'm going to build this, and then this. They call it stability, yeah, but it's basically happiness. So, and at the rate I earn influence, which is slow in the beginning, I only keep 1 constructor ship going, because he can make things and survey. He can claim systems about as fast as I can earn this. When this gets over 500, then I go and I make a 2nd ship. Habitable world survey. So that starts a thing up here. A special event thing.
Complete.
Exotic radiation adds 150 to our physics research. Minerals are done, so now we can go research something else. Here, afterburners,
complete.
Corvette build speed and Corvette build cost. I'm going to take that because that's the first ship you get. And I'm going to colonize this now.
Research complete.
And we got more research complete. Alright. Let's see what I want to do here. Don't want this yet. Don't need this yet. Food from farmers. I definitely want that, because food is always an issue for me. It's not something I focus on. Blue laser. We'll be making some ships here in a bit. I thought about doing a tutorial series for this, because I'm seeing people on the Steam message boards still, like me, just starting Stellaris for the first time. And there's a lot to learn, but I don't feel qualified yet to make a tutorial series. But I am going to do this first playthrough explaining every decision that I make as if kind of a pseudo tutorial. But at least you'll understand why I'm making things. I'm not, like I said, I'm not an experienced player yet. Anybody who has a suggestion, please drop it in the comments below. I am always eager to learn with this game. It's an absolutely fun game.
Construction complete.
Which reminds me, I'll take a second
System
here to
survey
talk
complete.
about, in particular, why I really like this game over another 4X that I played a lot of, which is Galactic Civilizations. And the reason is because the end game, the mid to end game for Stellaris is so much more fun than Galactic Civilizations 3. I have harped and complained about the end game for Galactic Civilizations 3 for a long time, because
Construction complete.
if you're a conquest player like I am, once you defeat the first couple of enemies, then you just steamroll in Galactic Civilizations 3, and there's nothing at the end of the game to stop you. With Stellaris, it's totally different.
Anomaly
The
found.
endgame crisis and the fallen empires make things a lot more difficult, which is really awesome and gives you a suitable challenge at the end of the game, which I really like. I also have a new microphone, which I got because it has a quiet mute button. But the flip side is it picks up every little keyboard sound.
Colonization in progress.
So I'm not sure how I feel about that yet. Glancing hit. If anybody has a microphone suggestion for a really good mic to do
Construction
YouTube
complete.
recordings with that doesn't pick up every little sound of my keyboard, that would be fantastic. Alright. So what I do with my construction ship is... Science ship, I want you to go over there. What I do with my construction ship is I have it claim a system and then mine everything, and then claim a system and mine everything. And doing that, it slowly allows my influence to
System
build up.
survey complete. Construction complete.
And then, like I said, once it's over 300, that's when... I mean, once it's over
System survey
500,
complete.
that's when I grab a second constructor. Ooh, lots of minerals right there. That's awesome.
Anomaly found.
Anomaly. I just have all these guys research these things. So here it is. I got the commercial zones. I got a whole bunch more clerks now. So as workers, as my population grows, they're automatically going to do that, and it's going to boost my trade. And what I try to do is, trade is a really interesting thing, and I really like it in this game, how it's done. This adds minerals to that system. I love this. You click on this and see the trade routes, which we don't have any yet.
Construction
And then you can click on this. I'm getting a lot of anomalies. And you can see the trade values down here. And if they're green, they're being collected. So, trade is interesting because you have to use your space station
complete.
allotment
System survey complete.
to not only gather the trade, but protect it from
Construction
pirates,
complete.
because nothing sucks more than having to deal with pirates all the time, or allocate part of your fleets. At least in the first half of the game, having to allocate some of your fleets to parading around here and patrolling these. And even patrolling it, sometimes your ship won't stay in the system long enough to knock the piracy down properly. They'll patrol a longer route. Patrolling is actually really cool, and it works really easily. It's really
Construction complete.
really good. I like it. I like how they've done it. But it does. It isn't the most effective thing. And what I found is, even though I'd really rather build all my star bases and load them up with anchorage so I can get
Anomaly found.
maximum naval capacity, it pays to have a really good trade setup that's well protected by hangars. Okay, what I'm going to do is adopt expansion next. So I try really hard to have a really good trade system set up, and then the planets on the outskirts of my empire, as I grow, they don't get these little commercial zones. They just get holotheaters to keep them up with enough amenities.
Construction complete.
Lots of minerals there. That's great. So here's a little ring thing they got here, and that's some trade stuff. But what I found is that these planets, if you have these on here, commercial zone, they can, one or two of them,
System
pretty soon they
survey
can produce
complete.
way more trade
Research complete. System survey complete.
than you can just get from these systems that don't have a planet on it. With this, I'm less concerned about a system that has 4 trade than I am about planets that can produce a ton of trade. Okay, let's see, what do we have here? Engineering research from research, ceramic emitter arm, mining station output, and a nebula refinery. I also pay attention to the values and try to keep researching things that I can get done fast. So I'm going to do that.
Research complete.
Alright, farming subsidies are done. I'm going to want the off-world trading company soon. Food processing facilities, these are one per planet. I want that though, so I'm going to get that first. So when it comes to specializing my planet, like this one's a mining one, there's a building you can put on here that'll add 15% to all minerals produced. There's another building that you can add that'll add 15% to all energy produced. So, and the building that I'm just researching now for food will add 15% to all food produced. So I try to use those buildings and focus my planets so that I can maximize input. And this is neat. There's a Arctic world right there. So I'm gonna have, wow, I'm gonna have 4 worlds I can colonize. And the one thing I haven't done is sat down and figure out the math on colonizing a planet and how it affects my resources. And our first factions are founded. So factions, if you can keep them happy, give you more influence, which is great. And right away, this one, they want anti-autocratic, free movement, reproductive freedoms, and anti-stratification. And then these guys only have one thing, AI allowed, which of course, I love robots. We're going to get to that. I love robots. They're great. I've learned to love the robots for sure.
Complete.
And what I like about the robots is, I'll explain that in a second. I got research to do here. Colony development speed. All this does is speed up the time that it takes for this bar to go along while it's colonizing. But I still like to do that and get those out of the way. But for right now, survey speed 25%. I'm going to do that. What I like about robots is that you can specialize them. So on a planet like this, if I'm going to specialize in minerals, I can have robot workers that have an additional 15% bonus to minerals. So I love to get robot workers and focus my planets even further with them. The thing is, I don't know how to manipulate the research tree to get to robots quickly. This is the one place where
situation log updated.
And here's we got 2 new special projects. Translate the alien project or the derelict cruiser. You track these things on the map and you need a survey ship, so we'll do that. And in this one, track on the map, and I got a survey ship for that one. But going back to the robots and the tech tree, this is where I feel like Galactic Civilizations does something I like better, is that you can see the whole tree, so you can kind of plan down the tree. You can say, oh, I want this tech, so I know what I need to research A, B, and C to get to D. And here, I don't have that. I've looked up for an accurate tech tree on the internet, on a web page, and I found one that's really nicely done, but it doesn't seem to be updated for this latest version, 2.26 or 2.27 of the game. So that's a little disappointing. So all these planets, what do these look like?
System survey complete. Ooh, system survey complete.
These all look nice. All right, so system survey. Let's go over here. He's going to research that special project. He's going to make mining bases. So here's my first colony. Here we go. We get another one of these. New colonies start with 1 additional pop. And then I really like this starbase influence cost reduced by 10. But this is more important because I'm going to be colonizing real soon here. And what I want to look at is where I need to put a trade station to get all this stuff. Let's see, I want to survey that first before I make my decision, but I'm probably going to put a space station here with the trade station on it. It'll gather trade from there, and it'll gather the trade from there, and of course it'll gather the trade from that planet. And then it'll need, I'll put 2 hangars on it eventually, and that'll protect that node and that node over to there. And you can, the cool thing is you can overlap with hangars, you can overlap, and so this node could eventually end up being protected by like 4 hangars or
Special
5
project
hangars, and you're gonna need it because late in the game you're gonna have like 400 credits streaming
System
through
survey complete.
a couple of sectors as they get closer to, a couple of systems as they get closer to your home, and you're gonna want those protected. All right, that's surveyed. That's surveyed. Where are you going next? Right there. That's what I said. All right, you're way over there. Let's see what this
Construction
does.
complete.
Grab that research. Yeah, so one of the things I really need to do is sit down and figure out exactly how many resources are consumed when I colonize a planet. Because it shows you when you do this. This is a really nice planet, by the way.
Research complete.
Research complete. Production targets in the mineral. This is the first one of the specializes. The mineral purification plant adds miners 15% and adds 1 mining job. And this is also good mining station output. I like to get all these, but I want the hangars for trade. That's what I like to get early. So let's see these planets.
Complete.
That's a 12. That's a 25. So this, oh, okay. So that's the one. Oh, and look at all those energy and food right there. Oh my goodness, it's like pick one. It's gonna be awesome. That's gonna be a research planet. Oh, that's really nice. That's a excellent planet. Issues special project.
Situation log updated.
Alien barracks. All right, dude, you're gonna grab this planet next. This system. Because I'm gonna want to get that guy over there and start turning it into a research world. Grab the special project
System
there.
survey complete.
Alien barracks, research habitable worlds, precursor. Okay. These guys are going fast. They're going like gangbusters. The doorway, another special project. Probe the dimensional portal on Morgard Prime.
Situation log updated.
Experience.
Anomaly found.
Research it. Gangbusters. Alright, so this is great. What are you doing? Building. Okay. And here's my colony. So, this colony, here's something that I like to do. Right at the end of this episode, you're going to get something that I like to do. Is I like to state what the focus is for use in other menus. I put the M in the brackets, so that tells me it's going to be a mining focus, and that becomes particularly useful when I'm in the species screen and I have robots, and I want to go through and apply the mining template to all the robots of the various systems, and I can just quickly look and see all the M's that I have and say, I want mining robots here, 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 and here. So that's why I do that. We have detected the presence of a pre-space alien civilization on Andak 1 in the Andak system. Oh. Should consider building an observation post.
Construction
I need to do that because there is Society Research Game. There is a Steam achievement, and I need to look it up actually. There's a Steam achievement for enlightening. Enlighten times for enlighten a bronze or stone age civilization, and so I have to keep tabs on them and do that when they get in bronze or stone age. I haven't got that achievement yet and I want it. Contact report. Primitive is a scientific community and Cyrilla Prime is excited to receive the report of intelligent alien life. Yeah. On another planet far away. Excellent.
System survey complete.
So this one.
Anomaly found.
Anomaly found. Wow, I'm getting a lot of anomalies in this game. This is kind of neat.
Special project complete.
1 youth artifacts recovered. Alright, I'm going to go over here and I'm going to colonize this planet. And then when I colonize this one, the other thing I'm going to do here, this is going to be energy for brackets, for robots. And then I also do this in parentheses. It tells me it's going to be a research planet. So I know how to focus the buildings later. Sorry for the cough. That was the first one all episode, I think.
Construction
I was hoping it wouldn't happen. I'm almost done with this stinking cough that has saddled me for a month. It's been terrible.
System survey complete.
Alright, this episode is coming up on a half an hour. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to stop the game here. And we're going to end the episode, and I'm going to give my typical sign off. As always, if you guys like the content, please subscribe to the channel. If you have a question or comment, drop it below. Please try to put the time signature in the comment if you're referencing something specific in the video. I do a lot of videos, and it's not always easy for me to remember what I said or what somebody's referring to when they make short comments. So please do that. It's a lot of fun. I love the interaction. And I'll see you guys on the next episode. Thanks for watching.